Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome to Macho Madness. No, MME. I need Snow in here to have Macho Madness. Remember when
Hey,
we
you
were
guys got
going
to
to
do a Terry video, man. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah. I'll send it to Snow just in case, because someone is being a lame ass YouTuber. Look at this. I'm exhausted. What? Saggy Melons is exhausted? Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
we all get there.
No. Isaac's here. Isaac the Film Geek. Hi, Isaac. We're live. Wake up, Isaac.
Hello.
Hi, Isaac. No, Saggy deserves a break. Everyone give love to Saggy. I destroyed her on last night's stream. She couldn't even show her face again. That's what happened. I made her cry. She's not showing her face around here no more. And then Reyes might be getting rest up for the PlayStation Plus podcast tomorrow. Okay. Rest. You deserve it, Saggy Melons. Put them to rest.
Plus, man.
Yeah. All right, so I do have a main topic. And, some have been calling me out for clickbait. This is accurate. This is not fake news. The Flash movie has been delayed many times. That's the facts. That's the facts.
When you put it that way, yeah. I mean, it's certainly not clickbait.
And it's Walter Hamada's fault. If it's one director, I would give him a pass. But how many directors did he go through? At least three.
Two or three.
It was Seth Graham-Smith, Rick Famuyiwa, and Goldstein and Daly who did the Vacation remake.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it's four. Technically,
right. And if they replaced the director, found a new director, and they kept the release date, or they pushed it a little bit, even pushed it back a year or two, it still would have been out already. And then we wouldn't be having this Restore the Snyderverse hashtag be so big. It would still exist, yeah. We would still try, but we wouldn't have the relevancy. So it's Hamada's failure that it's this popular right now, because there's no reason not to. If you think about how many actual jobs are going to be, Isaac's gone. How many jobs in roles are lost if they don't continue with the Snyderverse? How many actors? How many people does it impact? It's also a big blow to all the talent involved in the careers that have the outlines there. But I also this is also an examination between the panel and the chat. Now that there's actually a reason to delay, should they reevaluate what they're going to do? Or are they just going to push now, finally keep their timing just to put another blow to the Snyderverse? Because
the thing is, should they delay it? Yes. Will they? No. What they should do is delay the movie and have Eddie write it, because I feel like Eddie would probably have a better script, as he says right in the comments.
Oh, all right. Well, I think they should reevaluate what they're doing, or they're going to have another situation where they go rush the film and try to fix it later. Because I think my opinion is this is not a temporary. Restore the Snyderverse is not a temporary thing. You're going to be hearing it forever. They're never going to escape it. Actually, I think it's never going to go away. The voices might diminish as they try more BS, but I don't really think it's ever going to disappear. This is the time to do it. But the reality is, will they do it for the right reasons? No. It might get delayed for other reasons. Michael Keaton is not sure. And me and RJ were talking before the live stream, and I want to get your opinions here. Even if you take out all the Snyderverse stuff that they don't want to do, if you take out all the other factors, even they're not sure Michael Keaton, the Flash's dad has to be recast. Consider this as a first new production that actually starts in a post-pandemic world. All the other project, like Disney projects, the Disney shows, they are pretty much starting filming already. But this is a new production starting. So that's the other reason. I just think I don't know if it's. I don't see it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will admit it when I'm wrong. If they start filming, I think they shouldn't. I don't think they could actually. I think there's going to be a delay, and they really need to reevaluate what they're doing because this isn't Shazam 2. You can't reverse Flash. Well, there is a reverse Flash, but you can't reverse what you do with the Flash after it's done.
Well, actually, while you're mentioning this, yeah, I was just gonna say I forgot, but someone should look this up. Has Fantastic Beasts 3 finished shooting already? Because I've mentioned this a couple times, but remember that Fantastic Beasts 3 and The Flash are using the same production sources, like the same studio lots and stuff. So if Fantastic Beasts 3 is not done shooting, then Flash cannot begin production. I have not heard any word on that movie whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll look into that before the next stream. George says restore the Deathstroke movie. Yes, we are also going to watch, and I'm going to try to do my best. I'm going to flash this whenever they show movie footage on this interview with Joe Manganiello. I'm sorry, I mispronounced his name. E.T. because it's such a revealing interview to show how, and he has recently started to gone through with the hashtag restore the Snyderverse, but it just shows you how all over the place they are when he talks about all the projects with Deathstroke. But we'll get to that interview. Hey, Isaac, how's it going? Isaac's having issues. Well, let's get first to the Deathstroke. People are trying to cancel Deathstroke's character. Do you have any comment on that, RJ, Eddie, or Brian? Brian?
I'm sorry, I was reading about Fantastic Beasts 3.
Oh, you're doing research.
I'm curious, Brian. What have you found so far?
Well, it's just saying it's been delayed. It's more issues because of no more Grindelwald, or they're gonna have to recast Grindelwald.
Yeah, it's Mads Mikkelsen now, isn't it?
I'm not sure. And then, yeah, it just hasn't really said much about him, but also it has Ezra Miller in it. And then I was reading like a stupid question on Google because at the time I found it. I was like, "Is Credence Voldemort's dad?" I'm like, read the books, fools.
Well, let's get Eddie, fast Eddie, with those topics on his on his channel. What do you think about the Flash movie? Do you think it's actually going to go into production when they say it is, or do you think there's too many variables that could go wrong? Do you think they should delay too, in your personal opinion?
I would like them to go to production already, but I think it is going to get delayed. Because they always say they have a plan, but they never fall through. And look, I want it out already, but look, I think all the things that are going on with Michael Keaton or whatever, etc. They're not. I don't think they're ready yet, despite what they say.
Yeah, well, I think COVID's still going to delay some certain aspects of production, or make it very difficult to film. So, I imagine they're probably going to back it off another 6 months or so, just to be
Yeah. So I found something about Fantastic Beasts. Apparently, it started the production was supposed to start in March of 2020, but then the pandemic hit, so production got delayed till September, and apparently they're still kind of shooting it, but it's going to wrap any week now. So
I mean, I'm almost ready to lay down my speculation cred on this. Not on this one. I have one in the future on a future video that I'm going to lay down my speculation cred. And you'll have to wait on that one. But I think it's going to, like Zod was starting to say. I started to say it before Zod did. I believe if you roll the tape on last night, I think this is going to delay too. There's just so much going on. Although they are making all those announcements, but those announcements were not because they're ready. What did they make those announcements for? Because they were ready to start filming, or because they wanted to say, no, this is what we're doing?
Both. I think it's both. From everything I've heard is that no matter what, they want to film this month. No matter what, they want to start filming.
Well, if they do delay, yeah, restore the Snyderverse is going to keep trending and trending. They want to start getting it. Okay, let me see here.
It's like they kind of want to just get out in front of it.
It's a YouTuber I follow named Fast Eddie. He does. Dan Thorpe is here. He's supposed to be Thrawn too. The Variety Vendor. Deathstroke is way too much of a gamble for a solo film. He's got to work with someone. Just like, not if you do what they were originally going to do. Not if you're going to do the plan that they had. No, it's not. It's not a gamble if you do a low production. You don't need high production value for a Deathstroke movie. You really don't.
No, you don't.
You can make it for the same. You can make it for the same budget as a Deadpool movie, maybe even cheaper.
I think cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, cheaper.
Especially the way they are talking about it, which we will get to. Now, is it fair to make fun of Hamada? I think absolutely yes. The way there's if he had a plan, then I say okay, let's see how the plans aren't working. Everything's delayed, projects falling through, and even Firewater disagrees with me some point. But I think even though the sequel trilogy was made money, it did damage to the brand in consumer confidence and the saga film, and all the announcements of projects that fell through, just like DC. Although DCEU has overtaken Star Wars again. Star Wars at one point was making announcements that they couldn't fulfill, and now DCEU has taken back over that spot as the worst movie universe for projects that don't actually come to light and come out and release. Isaac, are you here this time? Okay.
Actually, Max, I was gonna say this. It's kind of a defense of Hamada, but I mean, I would just say I don't think he, like, in terms of him having a plan, he does have a plan, but the plan does not begin until this Flash movie. Everything we've heard about is that this is the movie he's like the most involved with out of all of the ones he's done so far since he became president. Whatever this Flash movie does, I think that lays the groundwork for his plan for DC. Whatever it is, we just don't know it yet.
I mean, what if the plan changed and they just delay it because of what happened with the Snyderverse, and since it's so popular, he has to change his plans because of it.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Isaac.
I'm just saying they could be lying.
What's that, Eddie?
Oh, I said what if they do delay it because of they just make an excuse for it to change what happens in the movie because of what's happening with the Snyderverse, saying, "Damn, I see all these fans, and I think what I had planned before I should change it now."
Well, that's Hamada's worst nightmare if they do delay. It really is, because there's going to be less and less reason not to make some adjustments. He doesn't want adjustments made. He doesn't at all.
Well, also too, couldn't they make adjustments during? Like, we all know that every studio film sets aside time for reshoots. Couldn't they technically do reshoots to cover that if they wanted to?
I don't know why. Like, I even talked to Jarbo on this topic. I'm like, I don't know why that you suddenly think they're not going to start to mess with Muschietti if they're very reactionary. If they see it's different and the principal photography's done, and they say we got to change some plot lines here. You don't think they would say you need to alter this Muschietti? I think he could be in a very similar situation as not exactly as Snyder, because he had a few more movies under his belt and they wanted to change course. Isaac, are you there?
Hey guys.
All right.
Hey, there we go.
All right, there we go. Thank you guys.
Okay. What do you think? What do you what do you think of this? This is not clickbait. The Flash movie was delayed multiple times. Do you think it's actually going to start filming when they say it is? Should they? What do you think is going to happen with the Flash movie?
I hate so much how we've been waiting so many years and we still don't have anything yet. And I think they will start filming, but I'm still left frustrated because the film was supposed to release in 2018.
I doubt it.
I'm really mad at how they've handled the whole situation, though. But I think there's a chance that it will happen. Just because now it feels like they trust Andy.
I'm speculating that it's not going to happen, even because it might just be other things like the post-pandemic starting a production. There might be some kinks there. I have a hard time seeing it. Maybe I'll admit it when I'm wrong. I just don't see it. Do you think they should? I mean, they delayed for every other reason. Do you think they should delay it to factor in the recent trends with the Snyder Cut and reevaluate?
I would only recommend delaying it if there's still troubles behind the scenes. Like, let's say they don't have a script ready or something like that. But I don't know, honestly. I'm still frustrated over how long it's taken to have this film even be, like, they haven't even filmed yet, and it's annoying, especially since Flash is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Well, I'll ask this one more time, and then we'll get to the next subject. For each panelist, please answer: would the Restore the Snyderverse be trending to 1.5 million tweets after the release of the Snyder Cut if the Flash movie, if it wasn't delayed before and they actually finished it already, if they actually did what they were supposed to do, all these projects that never came to fruition, would it be such a thing? Restore the Snyderverse if he actually completed the Flash already, or they were already filming? No, I don't think so. I think it's because they haven't even done it yet. It's because of Ava DuVernay's New Gods wasn't even done yet, even a script. I mean, it's their own fault. Besides of what they wanted to, if they wanted to change course. They didn't. They sat stagnant. They just sat there with nothing going on. They couldn't even get Aquaman 2 going. You know, it's their own fault. This is their own fault.
I totally get where you're coming from. I would also say, too, that we need to remember this Flash movie has changed. Like, what this Flash movie was going to be has changed like 8 or 9 or 12, 20 times at this point. Like, originally we heard it was going to be about the Rogues Gallery. Then we heard something that's going to be Flashpoint. Now we know it's something that's more akin to like a Crisis on Infinite Earths, where it's like a Back to the Future style movie. So it's like the direction that this movie has changed so many times. If they had their act together, then they would have made them. Remember, I just remember too, Cyborg was going to be in it too, as like the co-lead. So I mean, look at how much this movie's changed already. If it would have been made originally, like back like when it first was supposed to come out, you know, I agree. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it just would have got made, and I still think the Snyder. I mean, it wouldn't have been as strong, obviously. You know.
The Variety Vendor says, "I'm just scared if WB listens too much to J.J. Abrams because the DCEU will turn into nothing but nods, references, and Easter eggs rather than interesting stories."
Yep.
Brian, do you have something to comment on J.J. Abrams? Is that another reason you have no confidence in the future?
I have a lot to say about J.J. Abrams. Okay.
Yeah.
I think my main issue is as far as like superhero franchises, I'm tired of seeing any form of a reboot, like a soft reboot, a hard reboot. It's just like, come on, dude, let's get a story. Come on, quit shifting gears. You know, not even like going from first to second, but like going from first to reverse, trying to do some kind of weird spin around move. You know what I mean? It's like it gets jarring after a while. That's why I have no confidence, because I'm just like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to, at this point, I just want to sit back, let you tell me a story, man.
All right.
I don't care if it's whatever anyone says, good, bad, or indifferent. It's like, come on, dude. But as far as that is, it's like, I just don't have any confidence, because it's like JJ, he's good at setting up a universe. And I don't think that the DC universe needs to be set up at this point.
No. Unless
they're going to come out and say, hey, we're doing a flat out reboot. Everything's new now. You know what I mean?
Well, I would also say, too, though, to that front, though, that to remember that at least with the Superman project, he's only producing. The only thing that JJ seems like he's really mostly involved with, honestly, is Justice League Dark over on HBO Max. That seems like the area of the universe he wants to do, but it seems like it's going to be totally separate from everything else. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's directing, which might be like the one bright spot, you know? He's only producing, but again, that does lead to issues as well. So I don't know.
No, he has a heavy hand in the writing room. He's more involved than a lot of other producers. So I don't think it would be like in a figurehead Kathleen Kennedy type position, but more as like an actual hands-on producer. Like he'll be involved with the writing and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well, Eddie here. And Eddie, for one of our streams next week, I want us all to think about Man of Steel 2, what we want. because we all know we say bring back Man of Steel. Just so don't say it now. But yeah, he says if he's in charge, he'll make Man of Steel 2 instantly. So I want to do I want to do that as a main topic on another stream next week is Man of Steel 2 because I have some things I want to talk about on that. So excellent comment there. What's your thoughts on J.J. Abrams, Eddie? Based on other properties, Star Trek, Star Wars, are you worried? Do you have a concern?
I'm just worried in general. When it comes to J.J. Abrams, I really don't. I have nothing against him. When it came to Star Wars, everything was already disordered to begin with. They had no plan. Well, the thing that really, just a reboot, the name, the word reboot in general just gets me so worried because that once that was announced, it broke everyone's hearts when we saw that. I don't know anything about the story. I can't really say that much about it because there's no really information.
Just like this, your instant reaction based on what he's done with other properties. It's kind of hollow in homages. It's not anything new, really. I foresee for me as an example, besides the different take on the actual casting of Superman, I foresee him going almost the Bryan Singer Superman Returns route. It's like an homage to the classic films with more lens flare.
Well, no, I kind of think like his thing is it's like the Easter egg thing. It's hiding things. It's fan service. So like he's the fan service director. Like if you watch The Force Awakens, like that movie was. If I'll say one thing bad about it, I guess, is just the over the top amount of fan service in that movie.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And he wrote that with Lawrence Kasdan, so it's like, come on now, dude.
Well, I just thought of another topic. I mean, this is the problem too. Is no plan. That's another problem with JJ. He goes off like a rough outline, and the plan is to get the first movie out on the release date. There's no real grand plan, really. The mystery box, which has been a constant criticism of him, but there's no real plan. And just like we had covered the Geekosity article the other day, they're kind of like doing individual low-budget films, see what pops, and then just put them all together for a multiverse Justice League. But there is a plan. I mean, if you don't want to go with Snyderverse, then have a plan. They just don't have one. It's just. That's my main concern with JJ, besides what he's done with other ones, is just he doesn't really have a The Rise of Skywalker proved there wasn't really a grand plan. I'm sorry. Well,
he's not a finisher by any stretch.
The Rise of Skywalker, when you saw that movie, you might have enjoyed it, you might have had some fun, but did you say, man, they really planned that shit good? No.
Hell no.
I hated that movie, by the way. I hated that movie.
I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it now. I'm so beyond my sequel hate before, but I don't think anyone could say, man, I see all those things from Force Awakens that really paid out. It's just like it was
worth the wait.
Remember, Mascanata said it's a story for another time. Just remember.
Oh, hey, Geek Studios. Hey, buddy.
We'll never know until we get the director's cut.
Neon Sci-Fi says, yeah, pick your poison, JJ verse or Hamada verse.
Can I just opt for neither and kind of Hulk walk away?
Well, I mean, if you
over my shoulder, just kind of
we gotta I hope I don't get a copyright on this, but I love this interview. I don't know if a lot of people watched it. It's talking about Deathstroke. I don't know. Did you guys see this with Joe Manganiello?
I heard about what he talked about. I didn't actually watch it personally, though.
Okay, so we're gonna watch it. Matt Wilkins is here. When are we gonna see the Ghost Rider mask again? I could do that sometime soon. All right, so let's bring this up here. And I have to remember. Damn it!
I said we get the Darth Vader mask back, man.
Oh, that's hard to stream in. All right.
Well, you are here because you got some new movies coming out. All about these new movies. The first one, of course, is the most talked about thing on digital right now. Zack Snyder.
Okay, I got to do that.
Justice League. I mean, it has blown everybody's mind. And the fact that it even got made is what's crazy because, well first of all, can you just run us through the difference between this new version and the 2017 original?
Well, the thing about it, I think that a lot of people don't realize is that I actually wasn't technically a part of the original Justice League. I was cast in Ben Affleck's Batman to play the villain, and we shot a scene to tease our matchup in the Batman film that was going to...
Just to prepare you, I'm not going to do it the whole video, but for some reason at the beginning of the interview, they show a lot of clips, even though there's no sound. So I don't want to annoy people, but I have to do that because of WB.
Here at the end of the film. So that scene was then reconfigured to tease a Justice League 2 movie that didn't happen.
Okay, now keep track of how many times he says didn't happen. This is what's frustrating. He's like, well, Justice League 2, we know that didn't happen. But then he gets to the Deathstroke projects. And that's where it gets really interesting.
How could you have faith in DC at this point?
What? What's that?
I said, how could you have faith in DC at this point? Like,
no,
that one got shut down. We tried, but no, it's done.
I mean, the tone of he's a nice guy, but the tone of his voice is like, and that didn't happen, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, it kind of conveys like a humble truth to it all.
Yeah. For my character in this version is that Zack restored the original scene that we shot to tease the Batman movie that never happened, and that's what fans will get to see at the end of this, and then they'll get to see some extra added bonus where Zack actually officially invited me in, and now I am actually technically a part of the Zack Snyder verse. Yeah,
I like this very, very much because the movie, as I was kind of alluding to before, it came about because fans online they demanded it, they wanted it, they wanted to see something different. Did you want to see something different too? Was this something that ever crossed your mind? I mean, I would think so if I was in it and then I wasn't in it.
Now, since this interview, he's embraced his hashtag. So,
well, yeah, but it's unique for me. I mean, I had, at the time, once Batman got canceled, I kind of wrote it off and thought, okay, this is over. I had actually shifted gears and started working with the studio on an origin film.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
That also didn't happen.
You see how
right? Got a smile on his face. Yeah. Right.
That was he's gonna get to talking it now. That was I remember when they were talking about this in Movie Talk after Justice League came out, and they still had the tease even with Justice League of Deathstroke. And they were going to have the Raid director, the Raid 1 and 2 director, really low budget. It would have been amazing.
So for me, I just let it go. And then 2 weeks before Justice League came out theatrically, I got a call from one of the executives who said, oh, by the way, we retooled the scene and it's back in at the end to advertise a Justice League 2 movie. You could have told me.
But see that, okay, so that answers a couple of the other questions that I had, because I wondered, like, is there a world where Deathstroke could have a standalone because he has been revived now in this one? Is there a series? Is there a world where something like that could happen?
Well, unfortunately, I don't own the IP. But I will say that, a very prolific director.
You know what's so funny? I'll take this out for a second. We would probably pay. If Zack Snyder did a Kickstarter, we would all pay it. It's just the person that owns the IP. It's so ridiculous. The money's there, the fans there. Even for Deathstroke, we would pay for this shit. I would gladly do a Kickstarter. It's so ridiculous that if the world is like this, the IP owners are so they ignore their fans so much. It's so frustrating. Him just talking about that.
Warner Bros. has had the rights for a long time, right? I mean,
they've owned DC for like decades at this point. I mean, even like before the 70s. So,
I mean, this is what. Here you go. This is what you get. Our man. I mean, he's talking about a Deathstroke origin movie, and they're like, "No, let's do Our Man."
Yeah, hey, I mean, we joke about Our Man, but it could be the next Joker. You never know. I'm just saying. It could be interesting as like a smaller independent DC.
movie. I am completely up for Our Man after I get Justice League 2, after I get the Return of Darkseid, and I see Deathstroke. versus Batman. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this here.
Gareth Evans, who I'm a huge fan of. I worship at the altar of Gareth Evans, who did the Raid and Raid 2. We had a long talk one night on Skype, and he wanted to shoot an origin film for Deathstroke.
Oh my goodness!
In the air of the Raid. That didn't happen. But listen, you know,
this is why I wanted to share this interview. I was like, people are talking about this more. This is, man, does he? And he does it in a nice way.
I mean,
that's just the reality.
Can I just say real quick how stupid Warner Brothers is?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, imagine getting the guy who did the Raid movies, who were so influential on every single action blockbuster in the last like 5 years. A guy who does not even want to do major Hollywood movies. Joe went out and got him and convinced him to do a comic book movie for very cheap, like super cheap, like so cheap they'd probably make money like the opening day back. And they said no. That just baffles me.
And I have a question for you guys in the chat before we finish this interview. Is there ever, because this happens in Hollywood, but is there ever a movie studio that has such a history of projects, that unfulfilled projects that sound so cool, than WB in the DC movie universe? There were so many projects like, oh, this is going to be great. Didn't happen.
As of late,
there's a bunch.
There's a lot.
There's a bunch. You could just see on the wiki how many scripts they already have ready. They just don't want to make the movies.
Right. It's not even a hating Zack thing. It's a WB problem. This is what I've come to realize. It's not just the Zack thing. This is WB as they are. Like, they go back to the original. I keep saying, go back to the original Superman and Batman Returns, and then you get a new director and a new Batman. You don't really say this is a reboot because they didn't really do reboots at that time. This is just completely different and so off of what made the other two successful. They do this all the time. All right, let's finish this interview. I don't know how much more we'll watch, but I just wanted to share that part to you. I mean, if there's any doubt to anyone, they'd be like, "Oh, just trust in these executives. They know what they're doing."
I don't know.
I mean, he basically admitted right there. He admitted right there.
I want to be a fly on the wall on that board meeting where they say no, and I want to know the reason why they said no. I really, really do.
Well, you see how disorganized they are. They didn't even. He's like, they threw in that clip with Deathstroke again at the last moment. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's back in." He's like, "Someone could have told me."
Well, it's just. I think when it's messed up, okay, it's like, I think at the end of the day, if you're gonna go that direction, do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Quit playing with people's emotions. You know, and then let the cards sort out as they may, because I think it's kind of sucks to be jerked around. I can totally sympathize with our good man here, Deathstroke. I mean, that's 4 times that potential movies got canceled on him. 4 times.
They just burn money. They waste. I mean, it doesn't cost nothing to develop this stuff.
Heck no. I mean, they had to pay him for his time.
Yeah.
And then they had to pay everybody else. I mean, this. Talking dozens of people. I mean, good Lord.
Fast Eddie. Can you think of any other movie studio that's had more failed projects that sound so cool?
No, I cannot.
No, it's embarrassing.
I was gonna say Disney with Star Wars, but some of those projects they announced didn't sound that cool.
Yeah,
and I was gonna say maybe Sony with the Spider-Man license, but then I remembered how many stupid spinoffs they were planning, like the Aunt May spy movie, and then I just go, no.
Yeah, the Neon Sci-Fi has a good. Why did they give J.J. Abrams all that money? Why?
Because they want him to set up shop there and be a herald for. Because remember, you have to realize Bad Robot is a very well-renowned and well-respected studio, not just for like what they make, but also for the resources they provide and technology and all that stuff.
Well, I got to do a separate video on that too, about JJ and the $500 million that they can't even get projects greenlit, but they gave him all that money.
And bad reboot.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Abrams.
Yeah. All right, let's see. let's get back to the series.
Joe, there's been too many like bite, maybe no for something like in the universe. It's not gone. You know?
No, it's definitely back, and I think that fans' appetites are whetted for more. They want more, and
you know, the
Deathstroke origin wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with this path. It was its own separate story, so it isn't necessarily a part of that universe. It was its own, separate part.
Have you talked to any of the cast members from Justice League about the new version and what folks think? And have you sat down and watched the 4 hours?
I have not spoken to any of the other cast members, but I've talked to Zack a bunch. I talk to Zack all the time. And as far as sitting down and watching the full 4-hour version, yeah, I did. 2 weeks ago, I sat down and with Sophia, and we watched it all the way through.
I loved it.
Yeah, 4 hours just straight through.
Yeah.
But people can watch it in pieces. I think if they're intimidated by the 4 hours, each piece is about 30-something minutes.
Don't be a punk.
6 of them, and then
it's only 4 hours.
So you gotta watch a piece.
Well, apparently, according to Samba TV, only 36% of people finished it all the way through.
Like
so.
Yeah, I made a video of that.
Well, they might have waited to finish it. They might, you don't know.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I saw a lot of the usual suspects use that number to say, "Oh, look, see, people dipped out. They stopped watching
it." Snyder bots, man. They start it, but they don't finish it.
And 30 minutes, like you're watching a series.
Yeah, you could binge it.
Sit down and watch the whole thing
Yeah,
at the same time. You reshot these scenes with Zack during the pandemic.
Yep.
Character had a mohawk.
Oh.
Was that your idea?
Yes, it was.
I love.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. Like, you went from coming back in the pandemic, shooting these revive scenes, and now, there is a big chunk of you, like 20, 25 minute big chunk of you.
Yeah, like I said, I had let go after, my character was also going to be the main villain in a couple of different incarnations of the Suicide Squad, Part 2. Which didn't happen. So
Damn.
Listen,
there's a trend here.
This interview is not going to be didn't happen.
But this interview is happening. So here we are. Yeah. So I had let go of it, and then of course Zack and I were working on a different project. There's this great 3D animated series that's a prequel to Zack's Army of the Dead movie that comes out. And that I star in, that'll come out later in the year. And Zack and I were working on that, and he said, "Hey, I have this other thing that might be going on. Would you want to play Deathstroke again?" So it was this call kind of out of nowhere 4.5 years later, asking me if I wanted to put the suit back on, and I said yes.
Zack is the only one that can make anything happen. He to get his Snyder cut back on track, and then he threw a bone to Manganiello and Leto.
Well, it seems like he makes good relationships.
Yes,
with these actors, so they're willing to come and work for him.
Right? They all say they talk to him constantly. I mean, it's everything that they lack is Zack has. Besides being a director, even if he didn't get to finish his Justice League 2 or 3, he should be there for talent relations and producing. Really,
he seems like such a nice guy in real life.
Yeah. Hashtag didn't happen. Right, Barcy B. Yes.
Oh, amen.
How many times did he say that? All right.
Enough to where I'd get a good buzz on if I were taking shots.
Yes.
But I've had a lot of time to think about the character, and there's a few things that I'd like to do, namely the Mohawk.
I love that. So, and he was open then to your suggestion, that collaboration.
Yeah, and I think, as an actor, you want to put your stink on things. When you look at what Tom Hardy got to do with Bane, the character of Bane, that was a very unique take.
Yeah, you just got to be careful about the amount of stink.
Joker was very unique to him, and I had ideas and things that I wanted to do with Deathstroke. And although I would appear briefly in this new version, I wanted to start placing those things.
Was he going to talk like Bane though? That would have been a turn off.
That's how a lot of them start. You see a little snippet of somebody in an early movie, then you might get a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you get their story.
Well, that's how it was supposed to be with Batman.
Yeah.
We were teasing him, and then we were going to shoot them.
Okay, I'm not giving up on that.
Yeah,
let's go from the blonde mohawk to a dark ponytail for this new movie, Shoplifters of the World. It is in theaters and on digital.
Okay, we can end.
Yeah, I was going to say we don't need to.
Yeah. We're done. That's how I was checking to see if WB got my stream yet, and then they did another clip. I'm like, damn. let me make sure. No, it doesn't say.
That actually is surprising, though, that they were considering putting him in another Suicide Squad sequel. I think it was when Gavin O'Connor, who was the director of The Accountant, was attached to direct. So that's interesting.
Eddie and then Isaac, what do you think of that interview? Based on how many what does it reveal to you? What does it really show you? And what
DC doesn't have a plan right now. When the interview was going on, I was listing all the movies that they announced that they were in production, and I was like, damn, they really don't know what they're doing. I made a whole list and everything.
It's an entire cinematic universe of canceled films.
Yeah,
Eddie,
I can say the whole.
Can we request a video from you? Didn't happen?
I might as well make one.
Yeah,
the remix.
How long is the list, Eddie? I'm curious. How long is the list?
I can say everything. I can say everything right now. Let's see. Green Lantern Corps before they change it to a TV show, unless they're still gonna do the double thing. Iron Man, Black Hawk from Steven Spielberg, Supergirl movie. Justice League Dark before they change it to a TV show. Amazon's still around. Trench is gone. New Gods is gone. A Blue Beetle and Booster Gold movie. Nightwing, Batgirl, Lobo, Deathstroke, Joker and Harley Quinn, Gotham City Sirens, Plastic Man, and then possibly a Man of Steel sequel, even though they already
I totally forgot about Plastic Man and the Joker and Harley movie.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Damn.
Hey, Snow
Did
Dub.
you mention Ben Affleck's Batman?
They don't want that. Sorry.
No, he was saying that they were going to do Deathstroke and Batman, and then was that one of the hashtag didn't happen? Isaac, what do you think of that interview?
Seems like Warner Bros. Are a bunch of idiots. How would you not want Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke?
I mean, it's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk.
Yeah, and those 2 seconds were enough for me to want anything related to his Deathstroke, whether it's a Ben Affleck Batman series or maybe a solo film. I still don't understand Warner Bros.' thinking at this point. Like, what do they have to lose bringing him back or possibly making a Justice League Part 2 and Part 3?
Okay. Someone had help Matt Wilkins. You have to follow me first, and then I'll follow you. And then I'll send you a message, and then we'll follow each other. Add Mad Max Movies 1 here. Let me.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Deadshot too.
Oh yeah. I mean, the other thing is, if Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. Okay, we all want it. It's a slam dunk. He's perfect for the character, like almost as much as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And then who matches the physique for that Batman against him? It's Ben Affleck for sure.
Daniel mentioned also. I forgot about this too. They were going to do Justice League Dark with Guillermo del Toro, and that got shelved.
Pretty sure they had the concept art and everything too.
Jeez,
how many good ideas got lost?
But I just named a whole list.
Yeah. I have another topic here. Okay.
That's true.
Marvel Inhumans is bad. Okay, so I have another article here that's actually good news, even if the Snyderverse.
What is the dust now?
The Snyderverse is dust.
Doesn't go forward. Even if it doesn't, there's still hope for Deathstroke. But I just don't see if you introduce him why you wouldn't bring Ben Affleck back either. Although this is unbounding in the comics. But this was January. Oh, this was a year ago. Joe Manganiello hints maybe this is another one that didn't happen. I thought
I was about to say.
Whoops, damn it. I did try to do research and I looked up. I thought this was 2021. No, it's last year's article. Oh, well. Joe Manganiello.
Hey, you never know, man. It's a multiverse movie. And
he is still Deathstroke at a possible appearance in Andy Muschietti's The Flash. Do you think that's still accurate or hashtag didn't happen?
Hashtag didn't happen.
Okay. Uh-oh. All right, let's talk a little bit about Godzilla. Did everyone here see Godzilla?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Me and Eddie talked a little bit about it on the stream, but we had to cut it short. So, yeah, I'd love to talk more about it.
All right. I'm not really going to give a review, but I was disappointed.
Why? I really want to know. I really want to know.
It felt like we got King of All Monsters was great. I love Godzilla. Kong Skull Island was one of my favorites. And then King of All Monsters was amazing in this very great CGI, really great special effects. It had time to breathe. And they pretty much did exactly like Batman v Superman, where it's a long, chunky movie, great. You get everything you want. Maybe the human element was a little bit lacking in that movie. That's where one criticism I could say. And then the next movie is like Justice League. It's all cut up. There's a bunch of cringy jokes that didn't work. The whole scenes with the young people you didn't even have to have the young people in this movie.
Are you talking about Millie Bobby Brown and her side story?
Yeah, spoiler warning for the end, just so they could type something at the end so he can hack. He's never hacked before, but he's gonna hack something. But there was things that I enjoyed in it, but it felt really choppy and it felt reactionary to the last movie to me. I still enjoyed it.
I agree.
It's not as great as I wanted it to be. And part of it is maybe budgetary reasons. The special effects didn't wow me as much as they did in the past.
Really? That's surprising to me because I thought these were the best looking special effects in the whole franchise.
Okay.
Like the way, especially for Kong, the way they animated Kong at certain points, the emotion I felt like looking at him, I felt like they got a lot out of it.
Oh, thanks, Nerd a lot. He's saying it was like BVS. No, that's not what I meant, Nerd a lot. But thanks a lot. No, but it felt like a mandated time limit, short, jokey jokes. But I mean, that might be the general movie public. I don't know. Any opposite reactions? I want different opinions on the panel. Brian, are you ready to go with your thoughts on it? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm really not. No, it's all good. I'm kind of not planning on it.
I thought you said I did see it.
No, I was shaking my head. No, no, I honestly, I've got other things to watch. I mean, I'd rather watch reruns of Good Eats.
But Brian, it's a giant monkey and a giant lizard punching each other.
As I put in the chat, the
monkey has a stick, bro.
I've never been that big a fan of those kind of movies. Never. I mean, I liked the Godzilla and the 90s, but that was just like nostalgia.
I really am sad that I cannot talk about this with Sci-Fi Dragon. I really am. I really want him back. Some of you're all my friends. Like when I lose touch with people, it hurts. Like I'm just like, I understand people get away from the internet and stuff. But I'm like, this is what we were talking about for so long, and I can't talk to them about it. Oh man. But what did you think, Eddie and RJ?
I like the movie. I'm not really a big fan of the MonsterVerse in general either. I liked the first Godzilla, but I thought the human aspect, there was like too much of it. There was barely Godzilla in it. I liked Kong Skull Island's my favorite one, and then Godzilla King of Monsters, I didn't like it that much. But this movie I enjoyed. I thought the CGI looked good. Yeah, I do agree with RJ. I think it's at its best. I think they perfectly balanced the humans. And yes, Millie Bobby Brown and her friend and the other guy, they weren't really needed, but they were there for exposition to explain some of the
little
things.
Girl in the movie was amazing, though.
Yeah, I like the little girl. She's my favorite character in that movie when it comes to humans. But yeah, I thought they did a good job to balance out Kong and Godzilla. Even though it was obvious one was stronger than the other, I think they still did a good job.
Sir Nerdalot says Kong graphics at the beginning were dope. AF, somehow it got worse, especially around water. Yeah, I just don't think it was there in every scene. I
should clarify though, I am biased with this movie review a little bit because it was the first time I went back to a theater since last year. It was in IMAX and in D-Box, so I mean, maybe my perspective on it's a little bit colored in that regard.
Yeah, that's right, Ben Workman. He did. Yeah, me and Jarbo were talking about Skull Island. That's an underrated one. That's one of my favorites.
Brie Larson's in it.
Can you say that again?
I said Brie Larson's in it.
Yeah, Brie Larson. She's great in it, by the way.
Someone clip that.
I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say something about Sci-Fi Dragon. It's like he would have been really excited, but he couldn't have got past the Snyder talk.
Oh, that's true.
He was tired of that months ago.
Well, I mean, we talk about that as much as he talks about Godzilla.
No, that's true. He tried to work it in every now and again, but I think we would have drowned him out especially the closer we got to it.
No, I reached out to him. I commented on his. I think he just bounced from the internet, which is not. I mean, that's good for your mental health too.
Right?
You know, he might just be doing. You know, just be working on school and stuff. You know.
True.
Hold up, I need to look something up because what does that even mean? That word.
All right, but what did you think, RJ and Isaac, about Mechagodzilla? Because that's another disappointment for me.
Wait, we're allowed to spoil it?
Spoiler alert,
Spoilers?
man.
Everyone knows that from the
That's
trailer.
the biggest spoiler in the movie, Max.
No, they spoiled that in the trailer.
I didn't watch the trailers, man. I was trying to go in clean.
Sorry, Brian. I owe you one.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I thought everyone knew Mechagodzilla.
I mean, the toys leaked, but Eddie didn't know about it. He told me on my stream he kept that was a huge surprise for him.
I didn't understand what they were going with the Mechagodzilla.
It's from the classic movies.
I know what it is, RJ. I know what it is, RJ.
And all that.
I know what it is. I'm saying their version. Now, if it was Mecha Random and Kong, I'd pay to see.
Could you imagine Mecha Random fighting Godzilla and Kong?
Well, I don't want to be too nasty. I don't want to get like the menace. But Jarbo said that before on the stream.
I remember.
Yeah. But the Mechagodzilla just didn't work for me.
I mean, design-wise, it could have been maybe a little better, but I liked it. I mean, come on, man! The scene of them at the end fighting him. I mean, my goodness, that's what this whole thing has been building up towards, and it was just so much fun. I mean, because for me, first Godzilla is okay. Too many humans. Kong Skull Island's my favorite of them all. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Mm-hmm.
King of the Monsters is fun. I like it for the most part. I mean, some aspects could have been handled a little bit better. I mean, some of the human drama with Millie Bobby Brown and her family is just a little too much, but it is what it is. This was
I didn't
fun.
like her character at all in this one. I mean,
yeah.
I was okay.
I mean,
with
this movie was
last
just fun the whole time. It reminded me a little bit of Godzilla Final Wars, where a lot of the human stuff was more actiony. You know, it's them exploring and doing all this stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barcy. I'm sorry. I guess I was talking spoilers. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it for anyone. I'll stop talking about it. I didn't realize. I thought more people watched it because we all have HBO Max. I guess we're just watching the Snyder cut again.
Well, remember, Eddie pirated Godzilla vs. Kong by accident. Remember?
We don't talk about that on stream.
No,
RJ.
I mean, you know.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I said it 5 times already.
Man, he just busted the poor guy out.
All right, so. What I was gonna do a video on release the Godzilla versus Kong cut because I thought they butchered it because there was rumors of heavy reshoots all over the place a while.
Well, no, Max, did you notice that Lance Reddick was in the movie for one scene? Apparently, him and Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist were in the movie a lot more, but all their scenes got cut. I think they said there's over 30 minutes of human stuff that got cut out of this movie.
I got a reply to Chubby Teddy. Yes, this is legit news. They've delayed the Flash. It should have been out 4 years ago. It's been delayed 3 times already, Chubby Teddy. Where have you been? Yes, it's been delayed. Should they delay it again? I think they should.
Also, to respond to Bradley, yes, they did cut out a post-credit scene because the license for the MonsterVerse has expired with this movie.
Oh, really?
They need Toho only agreed to go till 2020 for 4 movies. So this is the last one unless they re-up the contract.
Oh, that's also why they released it this way then.
Yeah. And also Adam Wingard said that there was going to be a post-credit scene, but they couldn't add it in. And he said if you want more of these movies, you need to vote with your wallet because they're listening. So...
That might be the end. That might be the end then.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I don't know. It's doing really well at the box office. It's saving the movie theaters right now.
All right. Well, here's a Screen Rant article because I thought there might have been a better cut available, and they really butchered it. But apparently, the director is saying no. This is in fact his original vision that was pitched. So the reshoots. Is everyone all right?
Oh no, I'm good. I yawned. Sorry.
Oh, I thought your back was hurting or something. Okay.
Brian's back is hurting because he's been carrying all these streams.
Thanks, RJ. Thanks, RJ.
Well, no, I was trying to be nice to Brian.
Okay. Yeah, that's her. All right, so let's bring up another Screen Rant article. Talk about the possibility. I think we already got a clue from RJ there. Let's see here. Godzilla vs. Kong writer discusses the possibility of sequels and spin-offs. Informs fans that what the future of the MonsterVerse could be, if any plans for sequels. I think it's going to do a lot. It's doing good in China, right?
Yeah.
I think. Let me look it up. Actually, I'll look it up right now. I'll let you read the article.
All right. It has now. Godzilla vs. Kong has come out and is performing very well at the box office, both internationally and domestically, for a pandemic release. Questions now turn where this MonsterVerse will go. I think it's going to take a lot. Oh, okay. Godzilla 2, how Godzilla vs. Kong sets up a sequel, but not for Skull Island 2.
So I have the box office numbers here if you'd like me to read them.
Yes.
So in China, so far, Godzilla's made 69,200,000. Overall, internationally, it's made 123 million. Right now, it's sitting at 151 million worldwide, and apparently, it's going to make about 42 million this weekend. So,
Matt Jarbo's here.
Hey.
RJ gave some interesting news that the contract with Toho expires after Godzilla vs. Kong. Do you think it's doing well enough, the reception's good enough that they'll want to renew it for future projects? Or do you think that could possibly the end of MonsterVerse?
Well, the Toho contract actually ended last year.
Oh, it did.
Because they, because they kept having to delay its release, we'll have to see how that goes. I would like to see them continue, but if this is where it ends, I think it ends in an okay place because we got 4 movies. It took 7 years to get there, but we got 4 movies, and that's more complete than a lot of these universes end up being.
That's true. It's actually, even if it ends, it's more complete than most movie universes. You're right.
Well, and it ends with them taking down like the biggest and baddest mofo in that entire universe.
Well, spoilers. We are talking spoilers now. Yes. But now that I didn't really get to get your reactions. You just watched it today, right? Or yesterday? Matt.
Oh, no, I watched it yesterday. No, well, I watched it Thursday night. I watched it.
Okay.
I really liked it. I haven't done a review. I have a patio commentary for it that's going right now on the channel, and it's premiering, but which is how I know all the information because I just finished researching it today. But I liked it a lot. I have issue with the fact that I feel the human element should have been greater.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are like, oh man, there's no humans, and they're gonna go do all the Godzilla monster stuff. That's cool, but you still need something to care about.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really give us that because that's the thing is I feel like there is some deeper cut. I think there's a longer cut of the movie.
That's what I was saying. But
no, Jarbo, that is 100% confirmed because Lance Reddick and Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist, pretty much all their scenes got cut. So
Henwick, from what I read, she never that was kind of a tough one to. I know Zhang Ziyi reprised her role from King of the Monsters. She was the Mothra lady, and her scenes got cut. Lance Reddick got cut down to 3 lines in the movie. But he still was in the top billing, which is really funny. And then my favorite thing with that movie is people just kind of show up to die. Well, no, think about it. They introduced the daughter, right? The daughter of I guess you could say the bad guy.
Yeah, Isa Gonzalez. Yeah.
Yeah, even though he's not even that bad of a guy, all things considered, he's really not the whole motivation of the bad guy is just to again protect Earth. It wasn't for domination against the Titans or world domination. It was just to protect us.
Yeah, and Bradley mentions too the Serizawa stuff. Did you guys even know that was his son? Because nobody knew apparently.
But who?
The Asian the guy who's in the telepathy chair. That's Serizawa's son.
Hmm.
Oh, was
they
it?
They never explained that in the movie, but that's his son, and he went to go work for Apex after what happened to his dad in King of the Monsters, and they never showed that. Apparently, a lot of the scenes got cut.
Okay, so that article we just read, RJ, was crap because there has to be a better cut. Like I kept thinking that the whole time. I kept thinking this is a similar situation, and then, although WB might not because this is New Line, right? That has control over the actual product.
No, it's Legendary.
Legendary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Legendary.
But it seems like a reactionary, just like to King of the Monsters. It didn't make a lot of money, like they did to Justice League after Batman v Superman. Like, cut it down, make it lame jokes. It seemed like a Justice and Michael Bay type production. Like, it felt very Transformers to me at certain points. The jokes were that cringe.
I mean, yeah, there was a lot. Like, the thing there with like the podcaster still doesn't make any sense.
The young people didn't even need to be in this movie.
Like Julian Dennison, who I do like, was just in the movie to basically like make sarcastic, New Zealander jokes.
I want to answer Matt Wilkins' question before I forget. Max, is there a random DC character you would love to see on big screen? I want to see Lobo with Momoa. I know he's already Aquaman, but he's also perfect for Lobo. That's what I would want to see. Does anyone else?
Hey, it's the multiverse, Max. Anything can happen.
I mean, he'd be heavily makeup too. I think it could work. Anyone else got a character they'd want to see? Random DC character? Matt Jarbo?
Dickfer.
Who?
Dickfer.
I'm not answering. I know what you're doing.
Well, actually, while I'm thinking about this, Max and Brian, did you guys watch the Space Jam: A New Legacy trailer? Would you guys think that?
No, I saw it
because I disagree with Jarbo like 1,000%.
Like, dude, that movie, my God, is it Ready Player One?
That bad.
Is it Ready Player One? Like, they literally ripped off Ready Player One. They literally ripped off the Oasis all the way down to like the IP themed planets. Go and watch the opening of Ready Player One when Wade is talking about the Oasis and like describing it, and then look at the Space Jam trailer, and it's like, dude, it's in the serververse.
Yeah, man,
it's in a server. They're not even like going to a different planet. Like, because in the first movie,
dumb fun. It's not.
Oh my God! It's like, no, what? Because it's a sequel. So how is it that
really
all?
Sequel,
so Lolo, it's a sequel. It's supposed to be a sequel. Right? That's why they call it Space Jam: A New Legacy. It's not a reboot. It's like not, it's a kind of a reboot, but it's meant to be like a requel sort of thing.
Hot take here. I think this looks better than Ready Player One.
Oh, that is some fighting words.
Oh man, I don't know.
What's the point? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. What's the point of Space Jam: A New Legacy? King James, his son, don't want to play basketball, so that he gets sucked into the Matrix, and then he's got to like
because his son is a game. No. Okay, so here's the plot. Okay.
Oh my God,
his son is into computers, so the villain wants to connect with him to get him on his side because he's a good programmer. Okay, so that's the whole.
So he kidnaps him. Yeah. So he kidnaps him and takes him into the serververse, which then requires his dad to play a game of basketball with a bunch of tunes versus goons. Can we at least
agree that visually the movie looks really cool? I love
yeah.
I didn't see the trailer.
Visually, it looks dope. I didn't. I mean, even when they showed the villains and like they had the human representations of the villains, those did look pretty good. Although, like, I thought it was interesting that there's one shot where you see Danny DeVito's Penguin, and then you see like Julie Newmar's Catwoman right next to him.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and then there's Mr. Freeze in one shot right next to Pennywise the Clown. But it's like a really bad Mr. Freeze, but then they have Agent Smith, and then there's Morpheus right behind him, and it's like not even like anyone who looks remotely close to Lawrence Fishburne.
About Lola Bunny? She's being voiced by Zendaya.
Yeah,
Eddie covered it in a video.
I read that today.
I saw Eddie fanboying over that. He's like,
I'm in
love.
That is
they should have got Kirsten Wiig back because she actually did a good Lola Bunny in that one cartoon show.
What I actually okay, go ahead.
No, I just like. I mean, come on, Zendaya. Like, who is this movie for, man?
It's for your generation, Matt. It's for your generation. Okay.
It is. If you really look at that, if you look at all the characters in the background, they got like the Wizard of Oz stuff. Like, I grew up watching Wizard of Oz. A lot of kids these days don't. Which I thought like that planet was kind of cool. And then they had like the Batman, Superman planet, and then they had like Westeros and stuff. And it's like, wow, really? Like a game about incest and people getting like
but Matt,
cleaved in
I
half.
think you're taking it a little too seriously. Though.
It's
like,
a kids movie. They cut out Pepe Le Pew. They cut out Pepe. Hold on. They cut out Pepe Le Pew.
Needed canceled.
They cut him out because they were going to actually have a moment with a message where it's like, hey, you shouldn't touch people without their consent. That was the entire message of that sequence. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, that's got to go because that's promoting rape culture. Yet here's a clear shot of the grooves.
God damn it, Jarvie! You always say that word when you come on my stream.
Do you get demonetized?
Yes, sometimes I do.
Well, it's not always for me. I don't say the F word, and other people say the F word.
All right.
So, well, sometimes I do.
No, I like having you though.
I don't know, man.
Please watch.
Have you seen A Clockwork Orange?
Yes,
I did see the gang and the little stills.
The gang is there. The gang of murdering rapists. Okay, like people, like literally, like that is a plot point in the movie where they take a family hostage and they assault the woman in front of her infirm husband, and these guys are there cheering on the goons. Like, are you like? Here's the. I love A Clockwork Orange. It's a fantastic movie. But like that stuff should not be in kids' movies, dude. Pennywise the Clown literally eats children in a kids' movie.
Look at Eddie. He realized Jarvo is here. He's like, I'm never gonna get. He's like, I'm never gonna get a word in again. No.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of get where Matt's coming from. Maybe like those R-rated like adult characters shouldn't be there. But I mean, it's just fan service at the end of the day. I don't see.
But that's why I asked who the movie is for.
It's mostly for everyone. The adults will get a kick out of seeing the more adult movie cameos, and the kids will get excited seeing the cartoon character cameos.
Hey, mommy, daddy, who are the people? Who are the white guys that are like got the top hats and they're dressed in long underwear? Don't Google them, son.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know. To me, it just looks like dumb fun. It looks like a fun. It
looks dumb. All right, I'm gonna watch it.
Let's get back to Deathstroke because I have something here. And without saying the actual words, why do people want to cancel Deathstroke? Do you know, Matt?
Hold on. You asked me to not say the words, and then you asked me if I know.
Be careful with your word. Be careful with your words.
Be careful with the words. Okay, fine.
Underage.
They have inferred that Deathstroke is an under. Hold on. Who can I equate him to? They basically said that Deathstroke is Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Well, yeah, this comes from a comic called The Other Side of the DC Universe by John Ridley, who also did the new Batman comic with the African American with Lucius Fox's son.
Would Ron Perlman be another good Lobo?
In a cartoon, yes. Live action, I mean, sure, but I mean, he is a little bit older. Which isn't a problem. I mean, he's still awesome. I'm just saying.
Well, here's some more info based on the Snyder Cut scene with Deathstroke and Lex. And I like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex. No one agrees with me there. Hardly. Well, some do. I really enjoy his Lex. You could kind of like infer from the proper Justice League and credit scene, Slade is summoned by Luthor, who offers a peace offering of information to Slade. So basically, Slade lost his son, and he blamed Batman for it. Batman had a hand in it, and Luthor summons him to his yacht and gives him a key piece of information that Batman's secret identity is Bruce Wayne. So now he's setting loose this unstoppable force on Gotham and Bruce Wayne. So I didn't know how far they were going to go with the relationship, but I don't know if how.
Well, that seems to imply that Batman had a role in Jericho's death. Jericho is the son of Deathstroke, so that is actually very interesting.
Mm-hmm. So it's not just an eye for an eye, like his literal eye, which I thought maybe they're just saying that. No, it's he lost blood because of it, not just his eye. Actually, the Deathstroke in Titans is very good too. Not Titans, the cartoon, the HBO series.
Yeah, I mean, I might watch it because of how hardcore of a Raven fan I am, but it looks so bad.
Batista is Lobo. All right. Did you hear, Matt, that the Flash is delayed?
No.
3 times it was delayed. This might be the 4th if it happens.
Yeah. Max is getting a little technical with it.
Well, I saw his thing, and I'm all like, the Flash was delayed.
Yeah, 3 times. This would be if it happens again, it'll be like the 4th time.
And then, but it's like you're kind of clickbaiting a little bit, so a wee bit.
No. How dare you?
A wee bit,
Get
a
off
wee
my
bit.
show.
I got accused of
Baby
clickbaiting my
Garbo.
thoughts about the
Well,
Space Jam trailer
I don't
earlier,
like.
so it happens.
I don't like clickbait, but that's what YouTube is.
How
Really
have the
is.
dislikes on that video been, by the way? I'm just curious.
I have more likes than dislikes.
Okay.
Let me see here.
That's a win. Well, until they make the change.
Yeah, I've got 83 likes to
I-
57 dislikes, but like over 127 comments.
You know, that actually will
I
have
will
a
say
big
with the Space
impact
Jam
on your
trailer-
channel, Matt,
Yeah.
if they remove the dislikes.
It seems more
Not-
people
not
like
that
it.
They're
you're
not going to
calling-
remove the
I don't
dislikes.
know.
They're just going to like people aren't going to be able to see. So I would be able to see that there were 57 dislikes. No one else would be able to see that there's 57 dislikes.
Okay.
So that's what it boils down to. It's nothing's.
What kind of
nothing's being-
mind F is that? That you
Nothing-
can't-
well, okay, well, actually-
but people can't see it.
I can
your
explain it.
invisible Dislikes.
I can explain it actually. So the people that do those campaigns, right?
yeah.
The dislike campaigns,
Geeks and
they,
gamers.
they do it because there's the ratio. They want to see that number. That number is their power, right? So you take away that number, they have no power. Sure, they can do it, and sure, the creator knows it, but they never get to see the result of their action. You literally take away their power, and it drives them up the wall because they can't. And so after a while, they just stop doing it because they go, it's like psychologically, it's like, what's the point? They don't get any kind of dopamine hit from it.
I'm going to do it more. if they can't see it, the public can't see it. I very rarely do dislikes. Very rarely.
Yeah. Also, I was just gonna bring up real quick. Did you guys watch the new Black Widow trailer?
No, I'm excited.
I
for
have
that.
not,
May,
no.
May 1st. I'm so
Okay, because
I'm-
I asked Eddie this on my stream, but I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on this. Like, in your guys' opinion, when this movie comes out, would you rather go see it in the theater or would you rather pay the $30 for premiere access?
I'll pay premiere.
I would like to see it in theater.
Because I think by like July, I just got word that I might be able to like actually get vaccinated
Well,
like with the next couple weeks. I might
My
actually go see it in the
my
theater.
mother, I love my mother, but she is driving me nuts with these sign up here. So I get all kinds of emails. I'm like, and some of this stuff could be scams. I'm like, Mom, are you signing me up for scams with my info? I'm not just putting my info everywhere because they ask a million questions to get it. And I'm just like, in a month, I'll probably just be able to walk into a pharmacy to get it.
I was gonna say, here's my answer to your question, sir. How long is it gonna be till it actually comes on Disney Plus?
Well, it's 3 months, so August, September, October, probably October. It'll be on Disney.
I can wait that long.
So you're not what about Shang-Chi? Would you pay to see Shang-Chi on Disney Plus?
I'd go to see it in the theaters. I think the premiere access is a little steep, but
You know what?
If
I've
it
lost
was
my
$20, I think a lot more people would be willing to pay. $30 is a lot.
You know what? I'm going to tell the truth. This might hurt my friend Etosh. I was a first weekender. You know what a first weekender is? I used to go. Me and my wife used to go to every movie first weekend. We supported everything. We were movie pass. I've lost, even before the pandemic, I've lost my love of the theater. I love watching it with my pets, getting some good food, relaxing, and not dealing with people being ridiculous in the movie theater. I always end up sitting by someone that's talking, that's obnoxious, that has their phone on all the time. I just don't care that much.
For me, it's the opposite issue. At home, I feel like I'm way more distracted. My dogs are barking. There's people outside, people mowing grass. It's like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, Matt, do you think, regardless of my so-called clickbait, about the delay, because this is accurate. It was delayed 3 times. I'll ask you that I know the way I presented. I know exactly what I did. Okay,
I know.
But
I know you know.
The two questions I want to ask you: if Hamada Burger was not such a failure, would Snyderverse be so relevant? Restore the Snyderverse, because basically, even if one director not working out is not his fault. 3 in this many years, if they already had the Flash movie, would Restore the Snyderverse be as relevant? Or if he basically failed on both fronts, the Flash movie and Ava DuVernay's New Gods. Those were the answers to changing course, and he failed to get them off the ground before the pandemic. Really, neither one of them was in a go position before the pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Shazam and Birds of Prey would have been more successful, like Marvel level success, I think we would be in a different place. But I think the fact that the Arrowverse is starting to die, and
they're getting bigger budgets.
They are getting big. Well, no, I mean, they're shrinking it. Let's be fair. They're shrinking it. And then they're hoping that it's going to find a way to connect between the two audiences. And we'll have to wait and see if it does or doesn't. I don't know. I don't know the numbers on Stargirl, to be honest with you. So, and that's kind of the canary in the coal mine. I think the Snyder cut the fan base would still be there, for it. I just
would
don't
it got
think
1.5 million tweets if there was already a Flash movie that kind of changed course already.
No, it would have been dead. It would have been dead.
He lost his chance. He lost his window.
Well, the thing is though, I mean, like it's kind of a weird way to look at it, because the way that you're framing it is like he was brought in to nut punch Zack,
Well, no, if he wanted to go a different route, he had his opportunity. I think he had plenty of time to activate it, and they failed.
Well, to be fair, he's only been in the role. He only been 3 years. Okay. And he came on in and he kind of inherited this mess. Now, the reason why they brought him in was the same reason why they brought in Tom Rothman to Sony, because they needed Tom Rothman who is good at cutting budgets. And that's why they brought in Hamada, right? And Hamada wants to come at this. They looked at the fact that horror movies, low budgets, big profits. That's the whole game.
That also, to add to that, that's why I'm terrified about Bob Chapek being the Disney CEO, because he's notorious for being cheap.
Well,
look up anything about Bob Chapek, he cuts a lot of corners with the theme parks.
Well, yeah, but now what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna start tying a lot more into the theme parks. Like,
are you going live after this, Matt?
No, I got to prep some Easter stuff. I might go live later on. I've had like stomach pains all day, so I really haven't done much.
Sorry, man.
So, I just kind of killing time right now until the kids get settled and I can go work on the Easter stuff.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this. I feel like we've talked bad about this Flash movie for so long, but what if
it to be good?
I know, but like, what if?
So do I.
Like, what if this comes out and it's like one of the best DC movies ever and it's a big hit? What happens then?
I'll give praise to Hamada.
No, but I mean, like, what happens to like the whole movie?
I won't praise.
What happens to the future of DC?
Well, if it's better than the Snyderverse, if it's better than Justice League, I'll try to remove my bias, and I'll have to say what it is. I think Muschietti is very capable. It's hard for me to see that, but you're right. I'm open to it. If it completely, I'm like, wow, this is something next level, then I have to accept it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it will be. But the possibility could be there. You never know.
Eddie, what do you think? Is it gonna? If it blows your socks off, blows your Brie Larson socks off?
I haven't bought the socks yet. So
will you accept it?
No, I actually do want the movie to be good. Do I think it's going to be good? I'm uncertain, to be honest with you. But a good question would be if it does everything that we don't want it to do, like retcon everything with Man of Steel, BBS, just paves the way for something else. I think it will be hard for me to accept it, but I say I can't do anything about it. I'm just a fan. How many campaigns can we have already? It's just there's nothing we can do. But I do want it to be good.
Yeah, there's got to be a point where if it's over, it's over. You know what I mean?
But Brian, if I see the Flash in theaters, by that point I'll be vaccinated, hopefully. And I say, you know what? I know where I've killed you with all the Snyder cut talk, Brian. But you got to see this; it's legit, and you'll accept it. I know you because you're over quality. That's what you want.
I've always been more interested in the quality story, but I'm still kind of sour. That's a lot of bias to put aside, Max.
That's true.
You're asking a lot there. No,
what's weird ass fan cams? I don't know.
Fan cams like the K-pop Twitter user spam. Like it's like videos of like they edit them. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I mean, here's the thing though. I think the Batman's gonna knock everyone's socks off. I really do.
Here's something that you should all watch right now. I keep telling people I'm having so much fun with it. It's really nostalgic. It's great. It's sort of like the Cobra Kai for Disney properties.
Oh, the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much fun.
I have not heard
watched it
anyone
yet.
talk about this. Like, I know it came out, but like, there's been like,
Well, they bring back the original crew. Look at that. I can't wait to see that
Hey,
episode.
it's Charlie Banks, man.
Yeah. Doesn't that look fun?
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned Mighty Ducks because I know Emilio Estevez got into it a little bit with the media because he basically said like he was wanting the writers to go ahead and like address some real world issues, and Disney shut them down and said no, and he said he was kind of upset about that.
Well, they kind of do a little bit of jab like that because no spoilers, but the beginning, the introduction is the parents are overly involved and they won't just let kids be kids and all these, and he's like, you have to learn, you got to go through life experiences and that's part of the reason for the way he's in the position he is at the beginning of the series. So they let him do it a little bit, but yeah, he is legit. I miss him acting. There's
he looks more
perfect for
Martin Sheen every day, by the way.
Yeah, I love Emilio Estevez. There's a lot of nostalgia there, and they might bring back Young Guns too. And I think Matt
I heard something about Young Guns. That would be how. Didn't they all die at the end? He died specifically at the end of Young Guns too.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. It's from like 91.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're gonna put like a prequel in there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember the second one. I bought the first one, and I bought this. I actually have the second one on DVD somewhere in my house because I don't have my DVDs on the shelf. I have them in a box somewhere. I have to find it because it's actually really rare. That's the one I would not reissue.
Yeah, Young Guns 2 is the one I saw more than the original because it was on HBO, I think, at a time, and I was like visiting my dad, and I watched it a bunch. But because I remember Kiefer gets it in the first one, I think. So like Kiefer gets it in the first one, and then I know Lou Diamond Phillips and Emilio carry over to the second. Tom Cruise is in Young Guns, the first one, right?
I don't remember that.
He's got a cameo appearance. It's during the shootout in the end at the house. He was on set. He was somewhere in the studio shooting some other movie. I forget which one it was. And he happened to be like cruising by when they were getting ready to shoot that scene. And so like he asked if he could be in it. And so they put a hat on him and like the outfit and gave him a gun.
Oh, this is the Neon Sci-Fi has an interest. Can they even say Young Guns anymore?
They're gonna call them old guns.
It's gonna be
just young.
Is this going to be called Pew Pew Pew? Right, that's what it's going to be, and it's just going to Billy the Kid's going to be brought into Fortnite, and it's going to be a new Space Jam movie.
I think they should do a series. I think it should skip move. I think maybe I'll do a separate video on that. Would you rather Young Guns be Young Guns 3 or be a Cobra Kai type series? I'm
gonna be honest with you guys. I have no clue what Young Guns is.
Oh, go away. RJ.
Yeah. RJ's like, I wasn't even an afterthought in my daddy's nutsack.
Bye, RJ.
With that
No, but speaking of revivals, the one I want the most from Disney, I want a freaking Gargoyles sequel series. I want Gargoyles to come back so bad.
Well, here's another thing you can watch right now. Season 3 is beginning filming. It is one of the funniest shows. It's better than the movie, What We Do in the Shadows series. Have you seen that, Jarbo?
I know of it. I have not watched it. Same with the movie.
It's so funny. I love this show.
Yeah,
so
I know it's Taika Waititi, and I'm a big Taika Waititi fan. I just haven't seen it. I need to.
Oh my god, I would rewatch it. Like I want to do a watch party of it. It's so hilarious. I laugh out loud constantly.
Odd side question, but does anyone know if Flight of the Conchords is on HBO Max?
I believe it is. Yes.
Okay, because that is a show because it's from the same kind of crew of people.
All right, Callie. All right. Here's. I'll let Eddie present this because he's looking bored, and I saw he did a. Are you all right, Eddie? Okay. Sorry, Eddie. All right. Sorry, Eddie. All right. We'll end soon if you're getting bored. All right. So here, Callie. Enough. Sorry. All right. Let me see this. This is a topic I didn't check out your video yet, but I saw that you were playing it. Could one of Obi-Wan Kenobi's new stars be playing young Ahsoka Tano? Where's the actress? Moses Ingram. She put I play with lightsabers with a smiley face.
I think she's an Inquisitor.
I think that's the Inquisitor. I think the girl from Spider-Man: Homecoming was supposed to be Ahsoka, a young Ahsoka.
Yeah. So you did clickbait too. All right, Eddie. All right.
No, I'm not gonna lie. No, it was clickbait. I'm not gonna lie, despite all the views it got, but it was April Fool's. I actually fell for it too. So I was like, damn.
Oh, okay. Well, would you rather see Rosario for the series or a young Ahsoka? I thought that was always the plan though, Rosario to discontinue.
Yeah, but I think it is gonna be Rosario, but for her it's gonna be like the flashbacks for Anakin during the Clone Wars and stuff like that.
Okay.
That was actually really cool.
Well, here's the cast revealed for Obi-Wan. I haven't really covered this one. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, that's cool that he's back too. Uncle Owen, right?
Yeah, and so is Bonnie Peace from who played Aunt Beru.
Kamaj Nanjiani.
Camille. Was it Camille Nanjiani?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamal Nanjiani.
You know what? You know how people go. It's nice to see diversity in a cast. I'm serious.
That dude's really funny. His stand-up's hilarious, man.
Yeah. I mean, come on. They got freaking Han, guys. They got Sung Kang in here.
You got Ice Cube's kid, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
That's who he is. Okay.
That's yeah. And then you got Rupert Friend right there, far right, second row. Dude, he's great. Like he was in Homeland as an actual assassin, and then he did play Agent 47 in the last Hitman movie. He was the Hitman. It was supposed to be Paul Walker, but Paul Walker unfortunately passed away, so it went to him instead. But yeah, he's good.
Variety Vendor says it looks like you're in class. Oh no, is this
like
Zoom school?
Yes, it's a lot like Zoom school, but it's
oh my god. Now we're losing viewers. Oh, movie talk can't be boring.
No, it's not boring. I think that's fun.
No, I'm serious. Like all this talk about diversity casting, you know what does give you a good feeling when you see a variety of actors and actresses there, don't you think? I mean,
but you know the people are going to shit on it though when you see it.
No, I don't think that.
Obi-Wan went woke.
They're not. Okay. They're far gone, but are they that far gone? I don't know.
Yes,
I hope not.
They are.
Maybe
they
like
are.
a random.
There's a person with the complexion that isn't translucent. Woke.
Yeah.
I was also going to mention too, like not to be like mean or anything, but with Kamal Nanjiani, he looks a lot different now from that photo because he bulked up for Eternals. It's like his whole facial structure, like the way he looks now. He's like a beefcake now. Like his whole face looks different. So I don't know.
Beefcake.
Yeah, can we do a watch? I want to do a watch party of that. I know watch parties get boring, but if you have, I always like, why doesn't anyone do sitcom watch parties? Like they're like 20 minutes, like watch 2 episodes and then be done. That would be hilarious for what we do in the shadows. I don't know. I'm too lazy to get something organized though. Okay, so I have one more topic, and then we'll end it or see what. Yeah, go sub to Matt Jarbo's audio commentary. He's trying something new. That's a big step for a YouTuber that's been in the game for a while, is to do something new and try it and go all in. It takes a lot of time.
Wait, thank you. What brought that up? I did see something. I don't see anything here.
No, okay. I was just saying. While we still have viewers,
Go like
your. Are you a mod?
I don't know. I'm not a mod on your channel, and I don't even have the chat up right now, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay. Let me link your audio commentary somewhere.
Thank you. These things, they do take time. It takes about probably 7 hours per episode because of the writing and the recording and stuff.
Oh, 360. I think it was 200 last time I checked.
It's gone up a little bit. Yeah, it went up a little bit. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 by the end of June. It's a big push, but I think I can get there. I'm gonna shill and whore like a mofo.
Yeah, that's why. That's why you're here, right? Go sub to. I'm just kidding. Go sub to audio commentary. Help an old YouTuber learn new tricks.
A new YouTuber. Oh man, sometimes I feel about as old as they come on this platform.
Yeah.
Like I see all these new people and they're like, I just went up like they're like.
What year did you start, Jarbo?
I've been on the platform since 2006, but I started doing content on a regular basis in 2012. Mm-hmm. And
I started not on my channel, but I've been active in YouTube communities since like 2014.
Yeah, it's like I remember the only reason why I did it was because I was really broke, and I'm like, I'm just going to be antagonistic and make money. And the reason why I chose the Mundane Matt channel was because it was already in the partner program, and I didn't want to wait.
All right,
So,
what do we? Yeah, go sub to him. Go sub to him.
I appreciate. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, I like
one more topic here. Borderlands movie. Is it a good idea? Is it going to be like
the cast is amazing. Honestly,
oh, really?
The cast it has Jamie Lee Curtis, Kate Blanchett, Jack Black,
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They just got somebody else in there the other day. They put in somebody that looks pretty good.
Yeah, take this with a grain of salt, but like I've heard from like some people I know that apparently the script for this movie is amazing.
By Chernobyl creator? Wow, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
apparently this script is like really good. That's why all these actors are spending.
Well, and that's also the guy, by the way, who is writing and doing the show running for The Last of Us.
Actually, since you told me this, and since I saw it in writing there, yeah, that's legit. They're really going for it with this.
And it's and Eli Roth is actually a good director.
I didn't see Chernobyl yet.
It's you like dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to watch. You're not gonna.
No, but my wife wasn't in the mood for it. That's the only reason I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
it's on my. I always wanted to do my to binge list.
It's like it's just a Saturday afternoon.
Are you okay,
I'm feeling
Eddie?
Pretty good.
Are you all right?
Eddie's sleepy. He had like an hour and a half with me, man. He's probably.
I think he's thinking like I could be making so many videos.
he's just like surfing. He's just surfing the web, going like, all right, that one and that one and that one.
Look at all this news.
If I ever bore you, Eddie, like
no,
okay. I'm just saying everyone's.
He's just thinking, man. He's just pondering.
Okay, all right.
Well, actually, before we end it, I wanted to send this tweet.
I have one more topic.
Okay, well, before we end, I just want Matt to like talk about this tweet real quick because I feel like
what is this? What are you sending me?
I have one more topic. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, get it ready, RJ. HBO's Last of Us adaptation set to begin filming in Canada July start. This is one of my most anticipated.
I hope it's good. I really do.
I hope it's good too.
Wait, is this on the Cultured Nerd?
Yes.
Oh, it's a real story finally.
Oh, damn! Oh, well, I don't think they'd have to make up that one.
No. It's not Snyder Cut related.
Well, can I ask? Since I pimped the hell out of your audio comment, can I ask a video recommendation for Matt Jarbo? Do some type of hot take on the age of gaming properties and movies and series. It's really becoming a thing with this. And that Borderlands just
Well, I mean, like
now.
I look at like the way Eddie makes videos and like the quick to the point stuff. Like I have so much trouble with that myself. Like I simply cannot. So it's like I like today.
To Eddie.
Yeah, if you want up to date stuff, definitely check out Eddie. There you go. You got to smile. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little more active now, so I'm happy about that. Eddie's been helping me.
I just do video games. I play.
I wish I had more time for that. Like I'm reading this book right now where it's like, if you have free time, don't play video games, work on your projects. And I'm like, but Assassin's Creed isn't going to finish itself.
But what if you make the video game your project, man? And you put it on
that would be nice.
I'm mad at that, by the way, because Saggy actually got me back into Apex. So I'm kind of upset because now I'm going to have like no time again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I already have a little time. So it's like,
this is a monumental day, Matt. Saggy finally, it's like, I can't stream anymore. I'm tired. After all,
wasn't she streaming earlier today?
Oh, you cheated on me, Saggy.
No. Sorry. That was last night. I was so tired last night.
She was like, I just can't. She's like, I can't. Have you ever reached that point in the streaming with your friends and stuff? You're like, I can't.
Yeah. I did it once. I joined Enosh's stream, and then like 20 minutes later, I kind of hit that wall, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last night.
Yeah, it happened to me last night, man. But it was like after 5 hours.
Like, I don't get how you mofos stream that long. Like, you got to treat it like.
I have to get to the topics, get going, and
I try to keep it like, if possible, if even on my own stuff, like 2 hours is my cutoff. I did like a 5-hour one night, and I was just literally dead the next day. So I was I'm good.
If you mind, before we end the stream, though, I wanted to share Matt's tweet from earlier because I wanted him to talk about this because I feel like it's going to end and it's going to be a good conversation.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Matt, would you like to explain this tweet to me? This is why multiverses effing suck.
Yeah.
This is a Space Jam trailer.
This should be video, Matt. Why do you think this is a video?
Because it totally sucks.
That's how you get Space Jam.
But what's wrong with that moment, though? It's just like a bit of comedy. Like I'm just trying to understand your thought process.
Because the entire movie is just nothing but a soulish cash grab of IPs. All right, like the whole. I got into it with someone on in the comment section and the video about it, and they're like, "Whoa, the first one was a cash grab," and I'm like, "Dude, did you even watch the first movie? Like, it starts with Michael Jordan like playing baseball and not very happy playing baseball." And the movie ends with him realizing that he misses basketball.
I think the reason they call it a cash grab, though, is because remember, Space Jam originated because of like commercials for shoes, and the movie was directed by a guy who did commercials only. He wasn't like a real film director.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I'm not saying that there wasn't product placement, okay. But what I'm talking about here is that they went to so they established our world and they established the Toon world as being two separate entities. All right, and Jordan went into the Toon world and had to help them out because they were going to be overtaken by the goons. And then they needed someone's help to win. So they kidnapped Jordan and they got Jordan to help out. And then Bill Murray came in and helped out even more. Okay. So that was the plot of the film. It was very simple. It made sense. And it had a banging soundtrack. All right. Like this trailer tried to implement Quad City DJs and it did it for like half a second. Like when they're going past the Maltese Falcon world, you hear Quad City DJs for like a split second, you know? And I was like, you sons of, right? Like if you're going to sit there and invoke the, if you're going to invoke the original movie, you know what? Actually have the song, you know, and I understand they can't do R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly." I get that. All right. And I'm not going to falter them. I'm not going to fault them for it. All right. By all means. Yeah, I get it. You know,
someone should do a recut of that and release it.
It's like
talk about dislikes. Or just
are you kidding me? Like giving
Chappelle, where you at, man?
Dude, I don't know, Matt. I mean, I understand why you hate multiverses. I get it, but at least in this movie, it just seems like it's just an excuse to have fun cameos. I mean, if we look at it the broad way, though, I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of like you can tell from this trailer. This trailer isn't about trying to tell a good story. This trailer is look how many cameos we can throw in 2.5 minutes. That's what it boils down to. That's my complaint with it. And I even said, I'm like in my first tweet, I'm all like, maybe the next trailer will be better. But this trailer didn't wow me. It's like the first trailer to the Joker didn't wow me either. And I was like, all right. And, you know, and I ended up loving the movie. I'm still going to watch it when it comes out. I'm not going to not watch it. But when I look at something like that, and I look at like, because I just rewatched Scoob the other day, and Scoob is very similar.
Yeah, I heard Scoob was very bad.
The first time I saw Scoob, I didn't like it. The first time I saw it, I watched it again because my daughter likes it. So we watched it again and I'm like, okay, it grew on me a little bit more. And now I dig it. So I'm like, okay, watching this one, it might be like that as well. My whole thing is like looking at Warner Brothers as a company. Like Warner's used to be my favorite studio, like hands down my favorite studio. And
they were so beloved in the industry too.
Yeah. And like I don't know what's been happening. They've just been running themselves creatively into the ground.
I think it's because they lost Jeff Robinov. Once Kevin Tsujihara took over, you know,
it became corporate. It became corporate, yeah. And then now, you know, Keelar, I got faith in Keelar, but it's going to take time for Keelar to really kind of build things up.
Explain this video, Eddie.
This is a good video, by the way. I really liked Eddie's video about this.
Okay. In the video, I was just explaining like because I know some of you guys had some complaints saying that. Oh, thank you. Oh, that people in the Restore the Snyderverse fandom or the Snyderverse fandom in general has some similarities to like the Star Wars fandom, like the Phantom Menace. How some of the tactics that they were using were kind of taking over with the same tactics when it comes to, you know, harassment or anything else like that. So I try to make a video saying, you know, we got to stop all that stuff. Us united means something. Don't ruin it. And don't. And
yeah, because what Eddie was talking about is that for pretty much every single DC property, people are spamming hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. Like in that example, it's that new trailer for an animated movie.
Yeah, or for stuff with Stop Asian Hate, people were just spamming it. I was
Yeah,
like, come
I
on,
heard
guys,
that.
you can't do that either. You got to calm down.
That's inappropriate. If they're talking about some might call it a virtue signal. I don't think that. I think it's just genuine human decency based on current events. If they're saying Stop Asian Hate and then you say Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse, that's really inappropriate.
Yeah, because that's what we don't want to do. You don't want to like become the thing that the media says Snyder fans are, because you don't want to give them any more ammo.
Right.
Well, the thing is, there was a guy the other day who had 3 separate accounts all posting the same things to my videos, saying like the Snyderverse was dead and everything else, right? So, there's a lot of bad faith actors. This has brought in more bad faith actors than I've seen even in Star Wars. Like Star Wars, you can kind of pinpoint the bad apples, and like who that group is. But here, this is like, who are you seeing? Like legitimately, who are you seeing that's ever really kind of like being a jerk? Like not really, not many. And so to see this kind of stuff, like these review bombs, and then it becomes, it comes across like it's controlled opposition.
Or like it got co-opted at a point,
Maybe like, there's a group of trolls somewhere that are like, hey, why don't we go and like do this? It's going to make it all about, about them.
Yeah.
Like when it first came out, though, I was like, "This is tailor made for the Menace." Though, like this is their alley, man. Like Star Wars is dead. We got something to bitch about. Let's go. Like,
well, look at Doomcock. You made a recent video about Falcon Winter Soldier ratings. Apparently, data shows that people stopped watching at a certain point, episode 2, which is complete BS. Because look at the numbers. Yeah,
that's what you said.
But Matt, I know you've been on this platform for a long time. Do you remember that article from Birth Movies Death by Mr. Devin Faraci, which was called "Is Fandom Broken"? Do you remember that article?
Was that the one? It must have come out like around 2014, 2015, somewhere in there.
It came out in 2016 around BVS, I believe. It was like right after Gods of Egypt and Fan4 Stick and Pixels and all that.
Oh, yeah. Pixels wasn't that bad. It was just Ghostbusters with video games.
Oh, my poll just ended. I forgot I made this poll a week ago.
I don't know what you're talking about, Max.
What?
A pool?
You mean a poll?
A poll. Okay.
Oh.
You said my pool. You're like, oh, my pool. I'm like, what? Did you make money?
Yeah. Well, no. The reason why I was asking that, Matt, is because I'm just wondering: do you think fandom has like become more broken lately? Like, was Devin Faraci ultimately right?
Devin Faraci is a.
Oh no, he's a piece of crap.
I hate. No. Yeah. At Comic-Con 2016, while waiting to go in on the preview night, I was in the press area because I just got my badge. I was 2 feet away from Devin Faraci, and I literally had to like turn and strike up a conversation with the woman next to me because I was so furious. I was going to deck this guy, and I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Like, you guys have no idea. I won't go into it here, but like, I really hate this guy.
Oh no, he's a piece of crap.
I legitimately just like struck up a conversation, and I looked at the woman and I said, listen, I'm sorry to bother you. There's a gentleman right there I vehemently hate. And can I talk to you for a second? Because I'm like going to say something. And she's like, oh yeah, no problem. So she was really cool. She was like a reporter out of Utah. We talked for a little bit and she calmed me down. I'm very thankful for that, but I hate that guy. I don't think fandom is broken, but what I do think is to an extent, a lot of fandom doesn't know what they want. And because it's like this, they have an idea for what they want, but they don't understand the process of how things get made. And they don't understand the process of how things generally tend to work out. But now that we're able to discuss this quite as much more frequently than we were back in, let's say, the 80s and 90s, the conversation can blow up. Look at someone like Doomcock. He manufactures news, right? Mike Zero manufactures news. What happens? Someone like Tyrone Magnus reads about a Mike Zero quote in a We Got This Covered article. 2 fake news sources and a guy who does reactions for a living, and like I called him out on it and he blocked me. Yeah, Brie Larson's gonna, more powerful than Vader, and it's like, dude, this isn't even real.
Yeah, and I was blown away too by the Tyrone Magnus thing because I replied to you on that tweet, and I just said, all I said in the reply to your tweet, Matt, was that it's sad that people are falling for this and believing it, and Tyrone blocked me too. Like,
it's obvious
why?
It's fake. It's obvious it's fake.
Tyrone, he kind of a bitch. So, this is, again, it's like, it's just.
Say it again?
Huh?
Say that again, please.
Tyrone Magnus is a bitch.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyone want to quote me on that and send it to him? He blocked me.
It's gonna get clipped.
I don't care.
No,
I don't care.
He doesn't care.
What, you think I care about Tyrone Magnus getting mad? The dude's got nearly 2 million subs and can't get more than 50,000 views. All right, my channel dead, but comparatively speaking,
what did
so
you
was
mean
his.
about that? Those reactions, kind of went up for the wayside when you were saying. I heard you say on another stream that they're
About what?
struggling now. Well, I guess there's less trailers to react to.
Well, I mean, okay, think of it like this, right? Like, we got like, we got stuff like the Black Widow trailer today and Space Jam today. And then it's like, who knows what's, Mortal Kombat might have another trailer before the end of the month. So there's some things that are going on, like, but for the most part, a lot of it is all boiling down to just like the top 3 franchises, because they're the only things right now that have anything going on. Like Marvel, the Marvel machine is going to keep chugging, which is great because the content is consistent and people can rally around it. And they've had foresight into the world and where we are. Whereas you've got, let's say, DC, which doesn't, I'm not saying that they're terrible, but it's just that, there's no consistency and it feels broken. And so, a lot of people, they want things to kind of look, here's the thing, man, we've had a year of upheaval. Okay. A year of upheaval, and most people are just desperate to get back to the norm. They are desperate to get back to where things were in February 2020, when they didn't need to wear a mask and didn't need a social distance. They could see their friends and see their family. They go to the movies. We haven't had that in a year. So people get frustrated and they get antsy, and then they look for something that feels normal. So what do they turn to? They turn to their favorite franchises because their franchises invoke nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very, very, very comforting thing. So then here comes the fact that change is always inevitable, especially with properties. And then they don't like it because the change is different than what they want. And so then they just get upset. And then here comes someone like Doomcock, right? And the Fandom Menace that come out there and they play into those fears and those anxieties because they know how to bait people for money. And all that does is just keep somebody in a state of anger and frustration, which then just makes them bitter. And that's why things have gone the way that, and this isn't just like the last year. It's only ramped up in the last year, but it's been going on 4 years. It's all tabloid nonsense now, and nobody wants to take accountability for being accurate.
Right.
Or inaccurate. Sorry, inaccurate.
Yeah, and just to address that new comment.
This was accurate. This was accurate. It was delayed.
Yeah, absolutely accurate. Although I love that you're using flamingtext.com.
I need to learn how to make thumbnails, by the way.
I'm trying to. All right, we'll end the show here. But
You're also just
what I'm
real
trying
quick
to do is just not just read the articles and do a little something different, little topics.
Yeah, real quick though, Max.
Make it more interesting. Yeah.
When you use flamingtext.com and you get to the end, you can actually change the background to transparent. So it just allows you to not have to clip it out like that because it gives you a smoother edge. That's all. Little tip for
Thanks
you.
for the tip.
That's what I do. Little tip.
Jarbo giving the tip at the end.
Just what? Ouch! Just the tip, not ouch! You're on my hair.
That new comment from Veru. I don't think Comic Book Cast 2 is Marvel propaganda. Does Armin like Marvel more? Oh, yeah, obviously. But I don't think he's propaganda paid for by ABC.
No, he's not. No, Armin is.
We're actually getting more viewers now when I'm trying to end the show.
That's what happens, man.
Thank everybody. I think we should end it though, because I keep looking at Eddie and I'm like, he looks tired or something, or disinterested.
He looks good. Look at that smile, man. He's all good.
I love Eddie. But he's like, okay, all right. 77 viewers. God damn it! Where were you earlier?
I know. I might as well just keep going, man.
Keep going. I'm trying. 12 minutes. No, me and Eddie want to go. I want to go play. I got to add Eddie on my Xbox because you have Xbox, right?
Yeah, and PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
So I need to add all of you guys. What the heck am I doing?
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna. If there's not. Sometimes there's not an appropriate time to end a stream. It's just awkward. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh.